Thank you very much, guys. Hydra with a convincing victory. Kill 2, you noticed some stuff happening.
Yeah, I was curious the first time, well, we saw the setup with Outbreak, and so we were trying to sort of figure some things out, and there's some really cool stuff going on in that setup. The curse particularly was confusing to me, but I guess with a Basilisk, they can cap transfer to the curse, and he can just do so much neutralizing. You know, he can shut down a lot of stuff on the other team, which is really good. I still think it's kind of odd because ideally the whole other team is jammed. The other super cool thing is the other thing that Basilisk is doing is cap transferring to the Cormorant, which is running a full rack of small smart bombs. He's actually flying around the field clearing drones off of the field. So you saw the Basilisk taking damage for a while. That was all drone damage. This recon team, the majority of their damage is going to be drones. And so the Cormorant actually cleared those drones off, which shut off all the DPS coming from the -10 team, which is really cool. And you can use that both ways. Like there's rep bots on the other team, you know, you run and clear those off too. And normally you wouldn't be able to do it because of cap, but with the Basilisk there you can. So that's pretty sweet.
Very true. I will like to note that -10 kind of redeemed themselves. Rather than make us sit around for a couple minutes, they sucked it up and went right for the boundary violation in the end. I really find it interesting that Hydra and Outbreak have exactly the same team. Rivy, who we've been talking to since we've been here, is one of the primary spies for Pandemic Legion. And both Hydra and Outbreak have been practicing deep inside wormhole space and Singularity and have been avoiding him. And he actually thinks that they may be, in fact, practicing within the same wormhole and practicing against each other. So working deeply involved with each other there. So.
But wasn't that just what Kill 2 told us?
Yeah, I might have kind of...
I don't listen to what he says, pretty much.
Right.
I've sort of zoned him out.
Because it's my impression that they're practice partners.
Yeah, it's been kind of emerging more and more and more. I was that was sort of hinted to me before the tournament starts, but I didn't want to give Ravy any chance to adjust for it, so I'm only now kind of comfortable saying. But yeah, I think they're working pretty intimately together, trying. I mean, I think actually Garmin and Hydra had a lot to do with the engineering of Outbreak's position in the bracket from the group stages to allow that Outbreak and Hydra could potentially meet in the finals because that's what they want to happen because they're bros, apparently.
All right. So before we go to the next match, we're going to talk a bit about Dust. We're going to go see CCP Sunset. But let's start out with a competition we have because we do have contests running the entire time. This is the G19 keyboard from our friends at Logitech. This is another Predict the Winner of the 17-20 match. You can find it on eveonline.com, and I have the keyboard with me here. It is big, you know, it has like a ton of buttons. Some of them are red over here. They might change colors, I'm not entirely sure, but if they do, wow, you want this keyboard. Anywho, let me just pass this one out.
It also has a speedometer, so you know it goes fast.
And it just goes so fast. Faster than anything. Anywho, let's just go see Sunset and see what they're doing in the commentary booth.
Hi, this is CCP Sunset back in the commentary booth with Shadu and John Zastro. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. Doing great, except my commentatorship is on fire because I made the cardinal sin of calling CCP Sinitra a GM. He is, of course, a dev in the virtual world.
We've been calling him GM Zenitra for like 2 weekends now, and he loses it every time.
He is not happy.
He has now sent our little camera ship into a blazing fire.
And they read me right up. Thank you.
He's
Thanks,
a good
Zenitra.
guy. He's a good
You're not
guy.
so bad.
So, exciting finals day. We've got a lot of the sort of semi-finals already lined up. There's not much left to go. How are you guys feeling?
We're seeing some
about
people's brackets fall apart. Not my bracket.
that? Your bracket.
Peeled down.
Now, I've noticed I haven't seen many flagships today.
I think that's because battleships, nobody likes to put battleships in their setups. They're kind of overpointed. We think they're too expensive. People don't want to put them in their setup. So even if you're going to officer them up and make them cool, it just might make them worth bringing. And then who wants to risk putting that much ISK in your team setup?
Yeah, I think we were expecting, from talking to you guys previously over these tournament weekends, we were expecting them to have a pretty important role, but maybe they're being shunned.
Maybe something we can adjust for next year.
Maybe.
Well, there's still plenty of matches to go, so maybe they're saving those up for the semifinals and the finals.
It can be hard.
So
Yeah, I mean, officer mods are hard to find. You don't want to lose them before you really need them.
Yeah, that's very true. Are there any ships in particular that you maybe haven't seen or haven't seen many of that you were hoping or expecting to see more of?
I don't really know if I had too many expectations going into this final round. I thought everyone was going to bring surprising setups, which they really didn't. They brought stuff that we've seen in the group stages.
Yeah.
Having said that, there's been many comedy setups, especially yesterday. So I think we've seen almost every ship there is in EVE. And in fact, I think one team brought exactly every single ship they had.
Well, we didn't see any noob ships, although somebody did have a pretty good attempt at bringing
only a
one
few
of those into
haulers.
it.
So Michael Bolton is pretty disappointed there have not been any hauler matches here.
But we did
I
have
don't
Disco
think we're
Conga
gonna-
Ravens.
I don't think
Can't
we're
forget
going to
those.
see any either.
You're talking directly to Michael Bolton
I am.
now, aren't you?
I
I
am
see you
indeed.
trying to make eye contact with him across the studio. That's okay. So we've still got lots of questions coming in from the forums, from our Ask the Experts thread. That's on the EVE Online forums in the Alliance tournament section. So please keep posting your questions and we'll keep trying to bring as many of them as we can to the experts and our guests in the studio. One of the questions from the forum that I wanted to bring to you guys was regarding FOF missiles, friend or foes. Why don't the missile boats necessarily carry FOFs to combat all the jamming that we've seen?
The FOFs, as it is today, are a little bit underpowered, I would say. Perhaps something that needs to be looked at. And when you have FOFs and you are being jammed, they really go all over the place. In fact, they even go for drakes. You have a lot of split damage, and of course there is at least, drones. And there is, of course, logistic ships that are able to quite comfortably take that damage and rip it up. So not a lot of teams are using that because they are hoping that on the chance-based ECM, they will catch a lucky cycle where they are not jammed and they want to focus fire and take those kitsunes, for example, out very quickly.
Okay. Right. Well, we're going to head back to the studio and we'll see you guys later.
Thank you very much, guys. Now that we do have Magnus here, Michael Bolton, you are very excited about this.
Yeah, I really want to know, like, say, I've gone out and I've bought my 4 PS3s so that I can have as many Dust clients.
4?
Well, I want to be able to run as many Dust clients as I have.
You want to be able to
clients.
multi-box.
Yeah, I want to
Okay,
multi-box.
okay.
Yeah, how am I supposed to trust a squad when I just me? It's just going to be me playing. So when can I when can I expect to be able to get the beta so I can put my 4 PS3s to use?
The beta, which we actually call private trials, because they will run for a much longer time than a regular beta, because this is a true universe. We want to build the infrastructure, but it will start at the end of this year. So the select few that will get in will be able to get in at the end of this year.
I actually
so it's
have
close.
a question.
I actually have a question.
Okay.
What's up with the
Excuse me.
What's up with the banker outfits?
Well,
He does look like a banker.
This is my spacesuit.
Okay.
I like to wear it when I'm discussing very important spaceships.
Okay.
we had like a formal Sunday thing going.
It's awesome.
Decided we'd look nice for...
In a geeky kind of a way.
Yes. I know the red lights are on. I'm going to hit my question really fast anyway. Take that. Is beta going to affect TQ? Right? Because beta is usually a testing phase, and the worlds are intertwined.
Uh-huh.
So is playing in beta going to have an impact on the TQ environment?
So, next match.
That's a good question.
Let's do it when we come back. So Soffer doesn't get mad at me.
All right, Bane versus We Form Voltron.
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 Who against who? Voltron against...
And Bane.
Bane? I'll pick Bane since they picked...
All right, okay. I think I'm going to go for Voltron.